Prepare yourself to join them.
Hello guys, and welcome to my review of the 952 Pre-Visla's Mandalorian Starfighter. Now, this set retailed for only $50 back in the day, which was actually a lot of money for a set because of the price per piece, but still, it's an amazing set. I sadly did not get it though. I got it for my birthday later on, a few years later, and my dad had to pay like $100 to $120 for it. But after the Clone Wars Season 7 trailer came out, they've skyrocketed in value, so I'm glad I got it when I did. But this is an amazing model that we are looking at today, and it's just amazing. So I will review this sooner, but sadly I could not because of school and stuff like that, but it is what it is. I'm really excited though for the one that's coming out in summer. It's supposed to be $60. It has Gar Saxon and Bo-Katan and a Death Watch soldier. So let's get into the review without further ado. For our first figure here we have General Kenobi, also known as just Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is the Clone Wars variant. It's not the best one, although it is nostalgic. No arm printing, no leg printing, no back printing. Just not a lot of printing and a pretty generic figure. There's not even a second facial expression on the back side. If you look at that, nothing. There's nothing. But, yeah, this is just a meh figure compared by today's standards, especially with those kind of creepy Clone Wars eyes, which not a lot of people like, but personally I think they're alright. They're cool in my opinion, and I don't think they're bad. But overall, this is your standard, typical General Kenobi made figure for the time of 2012 with this Starfighter. So let's move into the next made figure. Alright, for our next figure, we have our Death Watch soldier. Oh my goodness, this thing is amazing. It has no leg printing or anything like that, but still, they made it a pretty good figure. I personally really like it, and I wish I would have gotten the battle pack when it was out in 2012. But this figure is really cool. The jetpack's nice touch. They're going to make a new one, supposedly in a new Mandalorian Gauntlet Starfighter. I do not know what it will look like, but still, this is pretty nostalgic to me, and I really like this figure for its helmets, everything. And yeah, look at his face. I mean, that's kind of creepy, but when you just leave this on, it looks really good. Like, it's a standard Mandalorian figure. Something I wish they would have done though is maybe make a new gun for him, because the Mandalorians don't usually have that kind of guns, and they have done that with Sabine Wren. But then again, this was a lot earlier, and they probably just didn't want to make the mold at the time, considering they didn't include leg printing or arm printing, or just stuff like that, especially with General Kenobi as well. So, that's going to wrap it up for this figure. Not much more really to say. For our last figure, we have Pre-Visla. Now, this main figure is pretty special, pretty cool, and if you're buying this set today, especially with the new one coming out, well, this is one of the main reasons why you're buying it for, is this figure. This is the only set this figure has come in, and he does have a quite amount of cool things. For example, he has leg printing. He has this amazing scarf right here. You see it right here, and it looks great. He has this dark gray jetpack, which isn't very common. Very good for the Mandalorian, just saying. I mean, if you want to use that, it's very good for it. But Jango Fett's backpack would be better, and that's why I use my custom one. Yeah, but overall, pretty good figure, especially from the front. If you look at it, you take his helmet off, if I can do that. Here we go. Oh, dear. There we go. It's the same creepy Mandalorian face. It's not even slightly different. Well, I mean, it is a little bit, but it's pretty creepy. So, yeah, I would just use it to Elias Beckett's face, if anything. I don't even know. But, yeah, this is not great. It did come with a hairpiece, but it is not that great, and I do not currently have it with me. So, yeah, I'll pull a little image of what it looked like on screen right now, but it doesn't do the job. Again, Tobias Beckett's hairpiece would be way better for this figure. The Dark Saber could use some work. I do have to say that, but they have not done that yet at the time of this recording. But maybe in the summer break, with 2 potential sets we could see it in, I do expect maybe to get a better version of it than just this. Like, this is not great. But knowing LEGO, who knows what they'll do. So, let's move on to the build. For the Mandalorian Gauntlet chip itself, or Pre-Visla Starfighter, there's really not a lot of flaws with it. There's actually only one, if anything, and I'm just telling you, this set is a need to have if you really want it. Like, the new one's coming out, just pick it up. It's $60. It's a big pain in the butt because it is kind of expensive, but still, I think it's going to be totally worth the price. So this ship has a lot of cool fixtures, such as the cockpit. The cockpit opens up, and inside there's 2 seats. You can place 2 minifigures, and you can even place a scarf, but I won't do that since it's kind of hard to get. And yeah, but there is a control panel right there, if you guys can see that. I hope you can. Pretty good ship overall. The cockpit opens up, as I said. Another thing on the front right here is these blasters. These do turn side to side, which is a little unfortunate. It'd be nice if they stay straight, but they do fall off sometimes, but rarely. It's not going to happen unless you really bang it hard off, and it's a pretty strong connection. Just saying, like, it's not going to fall off easily. So, yeah. And then underneath here is the landing gear, which this ship cannot really stand on its own without it, which is a little unfortunate. But, I mean, this is pretty accurate to the design. Like, looking at the back here, this is pretty nice as well. I mean, this thing opens up from the bottom, and it can open up from the top, which makes for a very nice seamless collection. There's also this little thing right here. It's a container to put binoculars or something like that inside. I do not remember what comes in it exactly, but it is alright. I mean, this is a printed tile piece right here. It is not a sticker. Try to let that zoom a little bit. Well, focus, I mean. You put that back in there like so. Put up the bottom hatch and the top. Now, actually, the next thing we're going to look at is this top hatch right here. Looking up here, this does hold the dark saber. It is pretty nice. There's not a second one, I do believe, but it's probably just another one I made. Maybe there's 2, but I'm just not sure. So I'm going to put that back in there. It's a pretty good spot for it compared to the cockpit or hanging off the side of it like Jedi Starfighters do. It's a nice convenient spot for it, and I think it really works out well for the model. Now, something I just want to make perfectly clear, there is one tiny flaw with this ship, and it's not that big of a flaw. So these wings are pretty light as is, but it does slightly hang down towards the front. I don't know if you can really see that, but there's really no good way to show it. But they do slightly hang down like towards the bottom, but that's pretty expected with any build. But yeah, that's the only really flaw with it, and for landing, it kind of sags like that. Like, I mean, you can't really display it like this unless you had like on a stand of some sort. You buy a stand, but you can't display it like this. It's just not possible. So the other cool feature of this set, which is what you're most likely buying it for, is this feature where it can actually fold up like this and like the wings turn. It's so cool. I'm just saying now, and this is a really strong connection. It's not coming off easily. Like, I can pull at, and it's just not going to come off easily. Another thing I did want to mention about this set is these things do turn up and down, and this thing goes in a little circle. This does nothing though. It does not match with the front at all or anything like that. It's something that it does. These things surprisingly do not fall off that often for me. I'm surprised because they're so weakly attached, but yeah, they just don't fall off, and that's something that's really great about this set. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for my review of the Pre-Visla's Mandalorian Starfighter right here. Now, one thing that did happen to me is I did get an extra sticker sheet. Type sticker sheet in the chat if you're still watching this video. Well, not in the chat, but in the description. And that way, I just know that you've seen the full video and I can know who my hardcore fans are. So, that's it for you guys. I hope you did enjoy. Get the 2021 version when it does come out, because it's going to be great, I'm assuming, because Gar Saxon, Bo-Katan, and a great build. I mean, you can't really go wrong with it. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, guys.